Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is you're watching. I want to welcome you. My name is David, and I'm super excited to be hosting you. We have a great day ahead of us today. It is Wednesday, the 5th of May 2026, and of course, we are continuing our daily analysis and look into the market today. If this is your first time joining us on YouTube, you're welcome to Novita Trading, Novita FX Trading, or Nova Trading Desk. I mean, we just sort of renamed or we're using this aka Novita Trading Desk. I mean, Novita FX Trading, but we had our name Nova Trading Desk initially. So you're welcome all the same to the same platform. So what we do here is live streaming, trade analysis, execution, and everything in between, right? That's what we do primarily. And we're very much excited to be hosting you all in today's live session. We are intentional about this, and of course our interests in doing this is primarily because we want every one of us to interact with the market together. I think our viewers on the verticals have some struggles. I'm trying to sort that out also back end. By the way, if you're joining, you can always engage, ask questions, and of course, let's discuss the market and share different ideas together as we analyze this market together right now. Bitcoin got to 82,300. We already booked some of the trades we opened, right? The early shorts we took, we booked them. I want to re-evaluate the market. Today is going to be a very interesting day. By the way, the supposed challenge I mentioned, which is we're not going to stop the live stream until we hit 1,000 view on our shots. We didn't do that. So I mean, I was already tired, and we just could do that today. Anyways, that's like the long story made short of everything. All right, so you've got to tell your friend that we're live. Get this posted. Ton, cryptocurrencies made a very great push. Today we are going to be looking at gold, Bitcoin, and US oil. Those are the three primary assets I literally trade, and I think most people are already aware of that right now. So I mean, yeah, I just had to state that. So this is where the Bitcoin market is or has been, and it's quite interesting. I just had this drawn. I had this drawn because I was trying to have a view into the market with my intention being to understand what is going on. So as of yesterday, I thought this was still going to hold. So this was me drawing a sort of diagonal resistance towards the upper band of the market. This is Bitcoin's expansion following its quick drop down. Let me put it this way. Let me open a new chart and make this new inscription so you could see what that is. But we want to appreciate you for joining and viewing. If you're viewing this, it means a lot to me. I want to say thank you. You're supporting my work. You're giving some sort of encouragement to me, which meant a whole lot to me. And really, it very much interesting. Let me not say tough. This particular time in the financial market, because we're in a bearish market of a sort, it's very kind of tough at this point in time to keep up with discussing the markets, because as you can and as you can see, right, we literally needed to keep doing that. Apologies for the bit of delay while the bear market still plays out, right? So it's kind of not so much easy, so as everyone would have thought it to be, right? So let's say I'm going to use this chart, right? Let's say I'm going to go ahead with this chart, and I'll use this for what I was going to explain. So beginning from the weekly time frame, of course, I love trading Bitcoin, but just that sometimes it wouldn't go my direction. And I think that's the reality of every trader. Sometimes the market wouldn't just go the way you want it to go, right? So, I mean, this is it. So we knew, right? This chart is not so detailed as the one we viewed. Yeah, we've seen the trade we are going to be executing on very much soon. We're gonna also be having the poll for those of our people who are viewing us on YouTube. And if you're watching this also from LinkedIn, I want to appreciate you for joining right now. So that's very much profound. So let's just be so sure we are. I think, yeah, I think we're going well. Yeah. So I was saying something which is very important. We analyzed previously that following the market cycle, there is a cycle. There are different cycles in the market. Following that cycle, which we've talked about, there are several seasons. There is the euphoria moment. There is the Great Depression moment. There are different points of emotional imbalance in the course of the whole market. And of course, most of us who are traders know that there are just two basic emotions that really drive this market. Of course, it's called fear and greed. And these emotions are very much human, and especially when sentiment is involved. So now this was Bitcoin from 2023. Just don't mind this chart and its limitations. It went beyond this peak point, which was a very critical point. 100k was a point Bitcoin never attempted, never reached since its existence in 2009. And 2025 last year, January, Bitcoin smashed that high, and of course, all of us thought that's a peak. But again, we knew that Bitcoin does this thing that when you thought that's the peak of the market just begins to go way more further. So when everyone thought this is the peak, it's gonna sell off. Yes, there was a little bit of drop down. You saw that. There's a little bit of drawdown, and of course, the market just still picked up. And of course, we know that's how the market is. So I've once drawn some kind of thesis, right? I've drawn that kind of thesis, and I know a lot of persons understood this with me, that whenever the bear market is about to eat, we have this kind of momentary price action, where you have the market, all right, making its move like that. So you literally have it this way. Don't mind its imperfection. I'm going to probably turn this to a line graph so you could see, and maybe increase the pixels. So what does this mirror? It mirrors several emotional states, right? So you see the first mirroring when the market goes above the previous all-time high. So apparently there was some highs the market made perhaps in the previous cycle. The market this time around was recovering, or is recovering, from this bearish this bearish moment following that peak point, and then next it is going higher, giving us an all-time high which is higher than the previous one. And then we felt, oh yeah, it's gonna drop, but then yes, it did drop, and it wasn't going to be a sustained drop, right? It happened that way. There's a sharp shots and a sharp drawdown. The next market still pushes up further, and everyone says, oh fine, it's not dropping anymore. The most people, the most of traders would say, no, it's no longer going down. But the market was just doing that to accumulate more of the buy side liquidities, so it could convert that to sell. So of course that was what happened. Then the market just stalls shortly. Everyone says, yes, I know it has done something like that before, when it just sort of drops like this, but the market really is still going to drop. So it drops again, and everyone's like, okay, fine, I think we have agreed upon the fact that this is selling. Then it just enters a consolidation. Just think about that. And it consolidates, and then the next thing you saw it going to do, it pushes upward, right? Because there's been people's mentality here is, we're going to short. And then the market says, you know what, let's push further. And the market pushes a bit upward. Everyone says, oh, fine, I get it. You've bottomed out. Why? Because you've gotten close to the peak point of the previous bearish cycle, which oftentimes is going to form something like this, where you have a key level. So the second leg of the drop at the moment the market is deciding to go bearish is going to coincide with the peak point most of the time of the previous bullish cycle. So you see the struggle, then it pushes like that. Everyone says, oh fine, we are bullish. Then comes the ultimate final test. The market then pushes way below, right? I mean, it might not go this huge down, but then it goes really down. So I mean, I've shown us this. So let's say I pull up this particular chart and I just don't put up some mark. Okay, let me use this one. All right. So so let's come look at this right now. So you see, by the way, what we've just described is what is happening right here, especially when you look at it on a daily time frame. You'd see this is not anything strange. You can almost tell on the line graph, right? The consolidation, then the break above. This was the point where we think Bitcoin will sell, but then look at what has happened right now. This is unlike anything that has happened in history. I'm going to come back there, but you see, come with me. Let's go back in time. It's a good time to go back in time. So yes, so you could almost tell that it's not a one-off thing, right? So you see, it goes to the peak point, it drops, we say, okay, fine, we're going bearish because it has never happened that the market got to this height before. This is $63,000, and this is back in 2021. And of course, we literally now we are watching, so we literally now we're watching, the market, doing something interesting. It goes right above eventually, taking every liquidity, and of course you suddenly see it wait a bit and you feel like, oh fine, this is the thing. The market just wants to do what it did here, only to continue, but then the market drops further, then it consolidates, then it pushes limits beyond everyone's expectation. All right, so every of the short attempt here now flipped, becoming long once the market pushes above this range. So you could see that range there. So you literally would be able to say, oh fine, all of the consolidation here is not going to be sustained, the market eventually sell, then it pushes like that, then the final drop. So this is the final drop that will then happen. Then the market will take liquidity below and then continue running to the upside. That's something the market has done often and often and often. And so when you see the final point, right, where the market will begin to take its back, you'd see that it often would coincide with a very strategic key level. Look at this. Let me draw this point out. Right, just that I had some drawings there and I don't want to draw anything more. So, but then that's just to let you know. And of course, if you go much more further back in history, you'd see the same thing. Why I'm saying this, because around 82,500, 82,400, where the Bitcoin market is right now, and 85k, Bitcoin will most certainly still sell. Of course, I'm also going to give the room for us to know that there is a possibility for the Bitcoin market not to sell, which is still very much fundamentally needful, especially if we would really be practical in our approach of the market and not be overly what's the word right now, and not being overly emotional, right, about our expectations, but objective, so we don't lose sanity in our objectivism. So what have I just said? I'm just saying the likely outcome of Bitcoin based on historical fact and data from the price actions we've seen is there is still a likely sell-off on the Bitcoin market, right? That's the truth. So 82 is I'm going to probably open a new short around this point, maybe with a little leverage. Yeah, I am really going to. So we took a short on gold. I don't know if you're aware, I'm going to show you that. We took a short on gold, and of course gold gave a bit of profit, like $50 or so. Yeah, and I mean, that's none of my concern really right now. So, but I'm just saying this, right? I don't know when the Bitcoin market is going to probably start selling off, because we now have a new 4-hour candle open. By the way, if you're not aware, let me just show you that. So what I explained there is proven. We can actually go back in history and also see that also. So you see the market making a very new peak point. Every one of us thinks, oh fine, it's going to drop. Yes, it does drop, then it pushes ahead, then it drops suddenly, retraces fairly, we feel it's still going up, then the market drops, consolidates, pushes beyond limit, then it sells way further, and then finally it goes slightly below this point where it got to, yes, and then begins its journey to the upside all over again, right? That's how the market has always been. So I think that has proven that, right? So yeah, no one can actually time the market, but then there are many factors we need to ask ourselves when it comes to analyzing the market at this point in time. This is a weekly chart, and will you agree with me? The market has traded into this favorable gap, right? It has. I would want us to take a shot on Bitcoin right now. I don't even know why, but then I think we should. When I'm saying I don't know why, don't get me wrong. We've had some historical facts which has been proven. All right, and the truth is, when you look at this chart right now, you'd agree with me that the Bitcoin market really has traded into a very strong psychological level. So either you like it or not, I don't know how you want to draw it, but then that's something very clear, right? As clear as day. So you see that, right? So let's not use a cross. I'm not probably going to use a cross, and if I'm going to use a cross, maybe I'm just going to do it 15x rocks from this point right down. Most of the traders, right, that I know are beginning to what's it called, exit and their positions on Bitcoin. I'm not joking right now. So I believe every one of us are going to be seeing this right now. And so we open this position right on BTC. I don't know if we all could see that. So yeah, let me just confirm that. And I'm thinking I should open a position on Bitcoin, right, on other accounts, but I'm just skeptical a bit. I'm a bit skeptical on the markets right now, so. But then, you know, it's let me importantly show us the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin. Well, nothing serious really on this 4-hour chart, I must be honest with us. But we oil already dropped. I don't know if you're aware, so let me show you oil. So I was on the long on oil, but then, you know, I don't know if the word is, what is this? Okay. I was on a long on oil some times ago. I mean, that was, and I quickly closed the position because I think we opened at 91, the market dropped, and then right now it's really pushing back up. Anyways, we're going to analyze oil also and ask ourselves questions about what's really going on oil. This oil market is not done with its move. I must be honest with us. It isn't. At least to the best of my knowledge, it isn't. Yeah, so, I mean, we had our analysis, which is Elliott wave based, right? So we did know, right, that there's a high tendency for us to watch these markets pushing way higher. So, I mean, I would love for us to really time what we're going to be expecting from the Bitcoin markets today. I really would love for us to time it. I do really want us to do. I don't know when the Bitcoin market is going to probably have its sell-off. I'm trying to study the market itself. So we've initiated a sell, and of course you all could see that. So what we literally have done is this: we literally open a short position right around there, right? And of course it's a long-term short position, right? If you're wondering. Oh my god! Oh my god! Do I think this is the right time? Right, when everyone is already being flat tired on taking a short, to take a short on Bitcoin. Will the oil market not still? I mean, there's nothing to lose anymore right now when it comes to Bitcoin market trade and taking a short on it. Right, so it's a new 1-hour candle opening right now. You can actually check also. So London literally took us that high, and I don't know what we should expect New York to do right now. So I'm just thinking, right, you know, loud and clear, and I'm asking myself, what do we expect the market to do? Right, should this market buy? Should this market sell? These are the questions we currently have. And I mean, I think when I'm thinking of it myself, I'm asking myself, which is the most certain thing the market is going to probably do? It's at the peak point, and at some point it will definitely still sell, right? It definitely will still sell. I mean, this is a fact, and it just takes one position that someone has to really build for clarity to be seen, right? So which is the fact, which is also the truth. Okay, and yeah, I mean, I think I'm just looking at the market from that lens, and I'm just interacting with it also from that perspective, right? Because The only thing that's going to make more sense is, you know, being right with the market, and of course taking position because of our understanding of what we think the market is going to probably do right now. So that is not only going to be making more sense, it's going to be one of the most profitable decision we ever made, right? So now, what if oil doesn't what's the word, doesn't because what are the odds? What are the odds of Bitcoin not selling from where it is, right? So I mean, I think we just have to ask ourselves way more important questions, so we have more facts and we don't run off emotions, because that's also going to be way more disastrous. You know, running off by emotion is one of the most inconsistent thing we can ever do to ourselves as a people, as you know, as yeah. I mean that's a fact. So right now, I know in like few minutes time we'll have New York session really running in, right? So I'm just asking ourselves, so what do we do? So what are the odds? Is the Bitcoin market really still pushing higher, or we are just hallucinating on some real things, right? So my answer would be, especially if we want to go leverage, it's a tough thing to really time when the market will sell. I must tell us, you must be so much aware that you're going to be playing some risks. And if you don't have the amount you can afford to risk on the market, then you don't want to go into the markets. Fact. No no comma, no addition. Hey, I see, yeah. What am I doing? I'm live streaming. Okay, so all right, so that's it. You've got questions, please pop it, and if you've got comments, please drop it. We're here to just make a good move of this market. Get your Wi-Fi is not working correctly. What? I'll check that out right now. Let me. But the normal live stream is going well. I'm just a minute. I'm going to confirm this. Just 1 minute. I think the horizontal. This market. All right, we have a bit of issues for the vertical. I'm just gonna, Jesus Christ, check that out right now. Oh, come on. I would have to start all over again for the horizontal. So we were experiencing a beautiful live, you know, view on our horizontal, and all of a sudden we had something going wrong. Anyways, let's keep pushing. I'm gonna start it all over again and see what's wrong with that. Oh, come on. So yeah, all right, so just chill on it. So I'm on it. I really am working on it, and I want to get that back into. And this thing just come off better and begin to give us a beautiful display right now. I think we are better and we are back. All right, so apologies for that. I think we are better back on our vertical live stream on YouTube. Yeah, I think we're better back. So we're on a short on Bitcoin. We just sort of think, you know, we just thought about the fact that this market has traded into a very strong psychological level, and we just might be with the liquidity this time around. Shorting Bitcoin from 82K will be very much will be profound, very profound, very profound. The fact is, we still think that the playouts on the Bitcoin market right in the immediate is still pretty much bearish. We think so. When I'm saying we, I mean I've been saying this, so whenever I say we, you all know it's I. So we took a short at 82,200. We are running this. We want to see how far we're going to run this through. We just exposed $500 on that, and we want to see how far we could go in this trade. Of course, if you've got comments, I think I'm going to probably ask. I'll pull up a poll and get people to, you know, drop their thoughts. We're going to trade, you know, gold. So we took a short on gold the other time. And of course, we booked the profit already. So, you know, yeah, I'm just going to ask, what's your position, right? That's the question on gold. So is it a long? I'm going to open gold right now, or a short, and whatever it is that your answer is, you can always, you know, vote on the poll. So whatever it is, we're gonna probably do that. I want to appreciate everyone for joining. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. So we want to watch Bitcoin. That'll be super cool to have Bitcoin dump all the way down to 67K during live stream today. I mean, we wouldn't love that. But you know, the market is the market. The slaughters are not always. You either slaughter or you slaughter. That's one thing that everyone don't want to, say or talk about. Just look at oil. Oil is really bouncing off back, and I just don't know what's really happening. So I don't know. So now I began to change bias on oil, going, bro, something is wrong now. Really. Just look. I began to change bias on oil, going. Look at that trade right now. It's currently going. Look at that. We're on $38 profit on this trade. That's not normal, bro. So I was going to say something. I changed bias on oil being bearish, which was because of the initial relative analysis, which is still my stance right now anyways. And I just want us to have this look on the market. Just keep looking and trying to really open our mind to whatever it is it wants to do without any, excitement about it. Because whenever you look at the market right now and you feel excited, that's one of the red flag. One of the red flag. It's a red flag. You don't feel excited about trading the market. No one does. Because really, it's not there to excite anybody, right? That's the truth. Because now, okay, let me do something. Let me bring us right to CoinGlass so we could check the liquidation heat map on Bitcoin. So, of course, I'll be doing that right away. Several coins really has gone up right now. A lot of persons are excited. Oh, fine. This, that. I mean, we're bullish. Good for everyone. If that turns out to be, but again, there is no late entry. I must say, especially when there is no finality on what exactly the market is doing. So let me quickly show us the liquidation heat map, and then we'll just sort of. Apologies, I think I think that's back now. So let me just show us the liquidation heat map. Okay, fine, that's it. So on the liquidation heat map, it shows that there are strong, and as some persons will call it, sweet spot liquidations waiting for Bitcoin at 82. Well, this is 24 hours. Okay, let's do 48 hours. So just a moment, please. All right, well, from the 48 hours, we now have much more of liquidity built towards the downside. Anyways, that might just also not be the entire story. Come to the 12-hour chart. All right. So whenever you see way more coloration, there's a liquidation waiting at those levels. So there is one right here at $83,000. Sweet God. There is another one waiting here at 83,123. Very, very possible. And of course, there are way more. So there are less liquidation to the top as we have more liquidations to the bottom. So you see one here at 81,500, 81,300, and of course, think of it now: 81,200, 8,700. The fact is, we have more liquidations to the downside and to the upside. That's been the reality for the past few days. I was actually still state. And for the past few days, we've had more of the shorts liquidated than the longs. And the market does that to just, skew analysis. And that's one fundamental truth I think every one of us need to just come to know. Look at the oil. It's literally way, like, it dropped right to $89 right here. So I'm going to show us that chart later on. But from $89, oil has been up 6%, 8%. Oil is going up and down as though it's a meme coin. Just think of it. I'm just telling us that something seems not to be very much right in this chart. And I'm going to be honest with us. And I don't know when the market is probably wanting to, buy or sell, whatever it is it wants to do. But it's important to know that we are literally in this market with several things really priced in right now. Solana got to almost $90 right per token. That's the fact. Ton really got from 1.2, 1.3 to about 2.34, right? Ton is a cryptocurrency. It's a meme coin, which is primarily the native token for the Telegram open network, right? Which is the full meaning of Ton, by the way. So why we're still having our exposure on Bitcoin is because of those fundamental truths we've discussed. Like I mean, I just laid out. Maybe I'm just gonna probably put a picture right down to everyone see. So look at this. On a daily time frame, you have ZEC up 33%, you have File up 13%, near Sky AY Ton 30% today alone. And on a weekly time frame, you have Ton doing 84%, Sky AI 200. Well, this Sky AI is one very funny token. I mean, I've not yet checked so much of what are the utility behind the project, but then of course it's I don't want to use the word well, I'll just say it is pushing the narrative of artificial intelligence, which I think everyone at this point knows that AI, RWAs, reward asset, machine learning, blockchain infrastructure seem to be the biggest ethos that is already making the rounds for any future inclined investor, right? In crypto, true talk. So, and of course, which is more reason why I always tell people to evaluate their portfolios and reaccess them. Some assets have lost relevance for the future that finance is already pivoting into. So it's best for us to ensure that our portfolios are time what's the word, time nated or connected. So right now, I don't know if we are literally, what's the word, betting on reality or technicality. We're bet. I mean, I just can't tell, but that's where the whole crypto market is on a weekly time frame, anyways. So the liquidation map is clear enough, and we have our position opened on Bitcoin. By the way, we took a long on Bitcoin, we booked the profit, and then we're back taking a short right now. It might also not look tenable that we're taking a short from 82,200. It might not look tenable. The 4-hour chart opened, the 4-hour candle rather opened just a few minutes ago or so, right? Okay, about an hour or so ago right now, and in like 60 minutes time we're gonna have New York open. So I'm gonna bring us back to trading view. Let's see how the sessional breakdown of the market looks like, right? So I mean, I think we just have to sit on the market and of course understand it. So for me, gold is probably still going to give us an opportunity to take a new long. As I analyzed this market previously, so let me show you this. XAUT. So we took a long on gold, and we took a short rather. And so we're expecting take a long on gold at this point. I think that was the analysis we gave. So I was doing live today in the morning. I expect gold to still find a way to come right here so we can run it upward and all of that. That's why the weekly time frame. Okay, sorry. I thought I was on trading view, so let me show you this. This is our chart anyways. So the weekly time frame just did something serious. It just took liquidity from the previous candle week. Look at that. So which is like the market saying it's bullish, right? You see that? That's not just a coincidence. Of course, the market has been higher highs and higher lows, and that's a typical uptrend, which means whatever I see happening here seems like the market still has an interest in continuing that to higher highs. Okay, but where you should know that when we're trading in the financial market, we're trading probability, and many things are statistically accurate, others are not. So there are possibilities of variability when it comes to interacting with this data point, candlesticks, volume, price, whatever it is you want to use as your raw data. Okay, things change, that's what I'm just trying to say. So things change in the market. So now this candle open, what you're seeing on the daily time frame, which was the chart I was going to open, you see exhaustion here, you see a stalling market. Of course, it broke downward, and of course right now the market is rejecting off the key level. It's looking at the market, it's pushing. That tells the market is really buying. And if you're going to be asking me, so David, what are you saying? What I'm saying is my analysis for us to have an optimum retracement is beautiful, but that might not be the ultimate reality of the market. Because I know that the market has traded into a key level, which I marked out. It's a psychological sell-off level. The market could sell off right there and, of course, give us a better entry, which, of course, is the reason why we quickly took a short right there and we left somewhere around here. And we're waiting for this point to take a buy. So, of course, we are waiting. We haven't taken a trade. I'm going to probably set the limit order, right? I'm not just probably wanting us to, no. Jump in, jump out, do this, do that. No. But we want to appreciate CJ, this fellow on YouTube, CJ 69. He really caught our attention to what was going wrong with our vertical live stream. So it's a big shout out to you, CJ 69-K9Y. Big shout out to you. Of course, I believe our LinkedIn audience really are getting along with our live streams. If you need to give us some, what's the word, suggestions or ideas or whatever it is or whatever, you can always go ahead to share with us. Boys, will Bitcoin long or dump? This is a question I think we need to really answer right now. So what is much more obtainable? Let's come back to trading view and, of course, look at the sessional breakdown. I think that's very important. So I do look at the sessions, and I think sometimes they give a bit of clue into what the market is probably going to be doing. So come with me. We're going to come back. The trades that are running already. We only have Bitcoin running. We're going to look into oil also. We have to sit with analysis and executions. That's what we do here. And you can always drop your comments, your questions, your concerns, and whatever it is that you want us to, look into, right? I think that's pretty important for this live session. So, people, wonderful people, what you're seeing right here is a 1 hour time frame. First off, let's begin with it, 1 week's chart. So, on Bitcoin, we're going to leave Bitcoin soon. Let me take off the session. So, on a 1 week's chart, you see Bitcoin has taken liquidity over 1, 2, 3, many weeks, literally. In fact, if I go back a month, Bitcoin has taken liquidity over many months. So you have 1, 2, 3 months, which is essentially 12 weeks. So from the month of February, the Bitcoin market has taken liquidity above all of those markets combined, and the monthly candle opened very largely bullish. Like when I'm saying largely bullish, it opened right here. May candle open from 76k, and it has done literally 8.53%. That's almost the APY you get a year in some very good big banks that want to treat you well. Yeah. So you can imagine in a month, Bitcoin really bagged that much. Really? Apparently, there's a lot of disruption happening in the financial market globally because of the ongoing war. There are several direct and indirect effects on these, right? So more reasons why you just kind of fall not to keep joining our live sessions. So we were thinking of we did took a long early, I think, upper week or late upper week, and the market was like, no, we're not selling. So we felt maybe this market is really primed for a sale, and of course we connected many data points together, many feed, many all of those, blah blah blah. And then the market says it's still buying, right? Fine. So we eventually consider to our loss on those trades we opened. Okay. So now, Bitcoin market really now has pushed beyond anyone's, like my imagination, like 80k. I wouldn't have believed that. But then this is what has happened right now. And I like it or not, I'd better believe it, because that's what it is, right? That's what it is. And so what next? That's the question of the century, the question of everyone. Are we really resuming bullish, or we are entirely bearish? So what does the 3 month candle says? So this is the 3 month candle of Bitcoin. So we have a 3 month candle that mirrors an outright bearish continuation. There's been 2 months of continuous sell, and this is the 3rd month where we have a flip green. Of course, it's literally has covered the most liquidity on the 3 monthly charts, right? If we were going bullish, I would have expected that we have liquidity taken below this candle, but then that didn't happen, which of course is what we were waiting for. It wasn't as though I wanted, let me just put it away. So it wasn't as though I wanted an entirely, what's the word right now, just to check if we've got any question. wasn't as though I wanted an entirely what's the word? It wasn't as though I wanted an entirely bearish market. We just wanted the market to confirm to everyone what is logically, and maybe not logically, maybe just what is technically tenable per market analysis, and of course then we then know that the market is really doing this. And by the way, we don't just analyze market by charts, right? I also read not just news, quant news. I also look into quant data. So maybe we're gonna pull up some charts, so moving averages and very important indicators that let us know what again is the market interest. Very important. Very important. All right, so I think it's important for us to have this, right, and to know these ourselves, as these are very important. Okay. Oh wow. If you've got questions, please drop them in the comment section. I would appreciate you dropping them, and that will go a long way in making me know that I'm not alone. Yeah, no one wants to be alone, right? So okay, so I was going to say something, just a minute. I want to quickly drop a chat and then we continue. Oh my god, thank you for all you've done. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, okay. All right. So I was going to what? So I was gonna. So this is okay. Let me open the quant data so we can actually look into that, and also ask questions, and and of course look into, I think it's crypto quant. Yeah, it's crypto quant. They also have very important data that really help with actionable market insights. So I mean, I think that really can help us to read the footprints of what the market is really intending to do. Don't forget, we still have a position which we are holding. I mean, I think everyone could see that right there. So yeah. And by the way, we have a poll on our shorts. Would have you to really give your. So this is the monthly, the 3 monthly candle, and of course this is the 6 monthly candle. This is how it looks like, right? This is how the 6 monthly candle looks like. It looks like Bitcoin is bouncing off, but then we still have this bearish narrative in the 6 months. On the 6 months time frame, we have Bitcoin still sort of mirroring the bearish market, but then that might not be the ultimatum. That in fact isn't. So whatever it is that is going on in these 3 monthly candle charts, it's not so much. I'm going to bring us right back into the crypto quant data feed I'm opening right there. But again, as we looked into this, we realized that the market not only has traded into this. This is a key level also. It is. You have a fair value gap right here, which is almost been filled up by the market. And of course, you have this, demand turn supply zone that the market has traded into. If I take this and I just mark this point, you would agree with me that's what that point is, right? It's a demand turn supply flip zone. Of course, no one knows the exact point where the market would want to agree that that's a demand turn supply flip zone. And what have we? But again, that's it. Now, of course, the market could break above and just shoot above, but one thing is clear: a push above this point, irrespective of how high the market goes, a push above this point, no matter how high or small, even just a candle wick, it's a serious invalidation to the supposed bearish narrative which we hold on to right now. That's it. So I'm going to check. I think we have some news from Forex Factory, which I would also put up. So what we have right here is important for us to, relate with how the market itself currently is acting. So I think that's primarily it. Yeah. So we have liquidity resting above here. Okay. So of course, as we have liquidity resting above here, I mean, we also have liquidity resting below here. Now, again, the question is, are we going to wait? I mean, you're a trader, you're an analyst. Would you want to wait for the market to outrightly take what we call market liquidity above before you come to the point of concluding we're bullish, or you want to take liquidity below before you come to the point of concluding we're bearish? Of course, you wouldn't want to wait for that, because you would definitely be missing out on the most, and of course, you would definitely be missing out on the best of entries. So say the market is going bullish and you didn't enter right now, you're waiting for 20% upward for you get confirmation. You've missed on 20% and you want to wait for the market to really come this low before you come to the point of believing we're bearish. That's like 30% down. You really also have missed out. So I mean, how do we wager our options and how do we take advantage of this? Of course, this is where we have to fall back on historical data. On historical data footprint of what the market has been doing over time, especially at this kind of levels, right? And what the market is also communicating from its price action and data as at today, right? So taking a short from here is very risky, but then we are aware that this is what has just happened, right? If I turn everything off and I turn on the logs algo, this is a break of structure. This structure here got broken, and following the break of structure should come a retracement. Of course, we might not have that. That's one thing I just have to quickly state, especially when we still think the market is still pushing its way to the upside. 2:30 p.m. West Africa time, which is in 2 minutes time, we would. So you have this break of structure. It was a fair retracement and push ahead, and the break of structure, yes, 2:30 we're going to have New York session come on. So what do you think New York session is really going to communicate? So we've had multiple break of structure. I think if you want me to highlight them, so you have this shift, right? And of course a fair retracement, and of course the market launched from this kind of point. By the way, it's almost 2:30. So what has London really done? That's the question. And what was the outright play out of New York? So I mean, I think this is important. So if I turn this off and I turn on this sessions, you'd see this yourself. So we are going to see, let me come to the Forex chart so you see much of what is happening here, that Tokyo for today took out the entire London and of course Tokyo session yesterday, and then London for today hasn't gone above to Tokyo. Naturally, oftentimes if I'm going to be expecting a sell-off, I would see London take out Tokyo, then New York would come reverse London. At other times it could be that New York session is starting right away. At other times it could be that London just halts, and when New York comes, it goes take out London high and Tokyo high, and then convert that to taking out London low, Tokyo low, and then continuing. But I mean, we are at a peak point. Of course, everyone knows that. So can I just leave the sessions that we were looking at for a moment and then come right back to continue our analysis on what we think the market is probably doing right? Yeah. So what we had right from here is a structural market shift, which insists on the market becoming bullish, right? So yeah, I mean, but people like myself were still thinking, oh yeah, it was aligning with the bigger expectations of the market. But then it turns out the market just was going to use this point, especially this point, this flip zone, as a test for a launch. And of course, it kept on launching forth. And just imagine if we had taken this long right from that point, that's very good. 11%, and on the 20x that's like a 200%. On the 10x 100% is guaranteed. So right now the market has really made multiple breakup structures and it has really pushed iron. This is where we are. Of course, we know from this Forex chart that we have several platter of market liquidities littered all across the market. So we have a liquidity resting here. There's liquidity resting here. And one of these needs, of course, like timing this market is not for the weak, or gonna be honest with you. So even right now, I'm thinking, what about the short we've entered? We had better get out right now. We'd better get out. I'm not joking. That's my thoughts right now. Like, what are you doing? Why are you in this market? Why are you short in this market? This market hasn't told you it's going to go down. But and I think it's very much right to have those thoughts. Right. So then what's going to be like the defining factor for us to take a sell? Well, on a lower time frame, say 15 minutes chart, I want to wait for a break of structure, no matter how small the structure has to be. So now don't mind the red lines you're seeing. So this is a 50 minutes chart. No structure has been broken. The market is still testing this point, and it hasn't. So it's like we are trading here, like you're placing a. That's the truth. What we are doing here is not sustainable, and I hope you got that. Yeah, I hope you got that. So what I mean is, this point should be broken at least, because even if you come to the 5 minutes chart, it's just best for us to have a clean sweep of liquidity. So what you see the market doing, right, coming back here, it's just a ground for a continuation. That's the truth, instinctively, right? So yeah, until the market comes and maybe it takes out maybe this low, like this point. This is when we have, like, when something like this happens. If, let me put a watch, something like this happens, then we can take advantage of that and of course short. That is the situation for a perfect, sell-off scenario, right? Exactly. So if this drops from where it is, comes like that, retraces, then pushes like this to 80,600, then we can take advantage of 82k again and shorts. Other than that, but then you know what market sometimes will do? It would just drop down, but then it could go up. Don't forget, we already explained what Tokyo and London and Tokyo, London, and Sydney session have been, and we're expecting New York to perhaps reverse all of those. So just a moment. Oh God, Sean. I'm waiting, just taking a break. I'm just right here with you guys. So yes, I'm actually very much waiting. Yeah, we're just waiting and of course wanting everyone to discuss. Okay, so Bitcoin 81,800. What is likely to happen? I can't tell. Because really, sometimes it's very much. But by the way, let's open gold. This is okay. I think we checked what our analysis was like on gold, so we're gonna probably open this up. The gold is still gonna probably push higher. I'm just gonna probably state that also, so you know. So yeah, you see, that was a very huge one. It's a statement. Of course, we also expect gold to come right here, right all along. We're expecting that point, but again, we are now breaking beyond the local sell point clearly. So asking what do I think is primed into the gold market? A long, where will it now? How long will it go? It's gonna go long as everyone is on the long. Well, don't be wrong, that's not rhyme, that's the market. So that breakout is gonna probably stop until it comes right here. Yeah, because waiting for this will almost not happen until there's enough liquidity to send it down. I don't even think it's really around here, so yeah. To be honest with everyone. So 4682, it's not a bad point to place a long. So we're gonna take a long trade right now on gold. Everybody don't say he didn't tell me we are using 50 US dollar to do that. We're not getting more than 50x also. Waiting for you to counter our analysis and let us know why your argument is better and why it's going to be the likely play out. But we don't trade more than you can afford to risk. Please don't. The exposures we're putting here on trade is not our emergency fund or whatever. So that's important for everyone to know right now. So you could see, let me make you guys see how I'm placing the trade on my exchange. I'm taking the trade right now on my exchange. So I mean, I'm thinking 50 is enough to take on this trade. Let me perhaps make it 70 U. Yeah. Now let me make it 100. Let me make it say 60. No, 70 is enough. That's almost like above middle. So we have this position running. We have a position on Bitcoin. We have a position on gold. Can you imagine? How would I be going short on Bitcoin and long on gold? It's very skewed. Even myself, I'm asking myself. Right, to be very honest. But then let's watch it. So all right. Okay. Well, all right. Here watching what the market is doing. By the way, what's your alternative to trading commodities, crypto, and several other assets? I would love to know what you're thinking. Hey, thank you. I appreciate. Yeah. Okay, we're pushing higher. But then don't be caught up in the web of trading the financial markets without having proper disciplines. Gonna be honest with you right now. Because the truth is, when it comes to trading, really, even though what I'm doing right here, I'm just to be honest with you, what I'm doing right here with this trade, which is me scalping, it's not a sustainable way of really amassing wealth when it comes to trading. That's the truth. I'm gonna be honest with you. The sustainable way of amassing wealth when it comes to trading is compounding. And most of the times, even if you've got to leverage maybe 1 or 2x, and you are catching it at the inflection point, at a very ridiculously low point or at a very ridiculously high point, and then you're not in any way confused of your point of exit, right? You're very much prepared for whatever irregularity the market wants to pull, right? That is what I mean. So, okay. So, I'm looking at our audience on YouTube, on wherever. I want to appreciate you all, and also LinkedIn. I'm just saying our LinkedIn audience is also really engaging, and that is Yuri Biakiriv. I hope I pronounced that well. Thank you for engaging. I really do appreciate. I deeply appreciate your comment. Right, it means a whole lot. So what then is our response to that? So gold 4,680, we're pushing higher, and also oil $96.3 per barrel. Hi, this is interesting market. I would have loved for us to have some quick catch-ups. So really, the perfect point is here, but we went ahead to take a long. Who had sent us to take a long? Of course, nobody sent us. We just. So let me just put it that way. Because here, it's a nice long. We're risking. Yeah. We're risking like 20 to book 76, like almost 2.3 reward to risk. So watch that space. Let's keep saying that. Is Bitcoin going to perhaps sell or buy? I'm going to check the analysis backdoor. Ethereum, several assets. But then I think I want us to look at oil also right now. So let's look at oil on our platform and see what we've got to do. So we're already on profit on Bitcoin. So it's definitely covering our trade on gold. So if you've got to take any trade, be so sure you have enough covering. And by that, you have a profitable trade right there. So I think that's pretty important for everyone to really see. Yeah, so you could see that anywhere you're watching us from. Oil. Bruh, it's as if we missed out on this oil thing. And I was on the, so let me show you something on the history. A little bit painful today. So we took this profitable trade on gold. We booked the profit, and of course but then I opened a long on oil. Guess what? From the open price, what at let me show you the details. The open price, the amount I paid on fuel, 91.56. Imagine if I had held on to this, I could have booked everything I had seemingly lost. 91.56 somewhere here. Can you imagine? Yeah. But because I was like skeptical, I was just, bro, Bitcoin is like on $50 profit now. This is interesting. Where's Bitcoin? What? 81,500. If this Bitcoin market sell from here, we just have to know that everything in this space is either it is cooked. I mean, all the same, it's gonna be nice to watch Bitcoin dump like 63k. Let's go. That's Because that's like the position I took, and I want the market to go with me. But then our position is currently in profit, as you guys could see, $60 in profit on Bitcoin. We are just -2 on gold. New York session is just starting. Let's see if they are the ones that will drive us that low. But then I actually did thoughts, honestly. But anyways, whatever New York gets to do is all fair. I was thinking they are going to probably take out the eye of Tokyo, but now it's seemingly clear. New York, alongside with London, are going to probably drive the market to take Tokyo low for today, and of course maybe for the previous days. All good. It's not a bad thing. So let me know if you have some ideas on the market or some assets you want us to analyze on. So yes, on gold, you say we should go long. Okay, I think we've got a vote. Let me also see. I hope our votes on gold are right, guys. I just hope so. Let me check. Do we think gold is really going up? By the way, you could get your friend to join us at Novita FX Trading. That's our new name. We have our subscribers back. This is so good. I mean, you can't make it up. Come on. You just can't make it up. Have people subscribing. Apparently, we've not yet gotten to 200. I want us to get to like 200 subscribers on what's it called? Yeah, on YouTube. Then we'll make 1K. Then we'll get to like 5K. That can happen. That can happen. So first, I'm just gonna probably put some emotes and put whatever it is, and just tell people to update, subscribe. Oof. That's not bad. All right. Okay. So we have this position currently running. I think it's interesting, and so we have both positions now turning green, I guess, so we all can see that ourselves. Both positions turn green. Both. Okay, so we're on a long on gold, we're on a short on Bitcoin, and both is currently on a green. Who does it best? All right, so yeah, that's it. Very much like what it used to be. Yeah. No one holds you responsible for what you are not a culprit of, right? Because once you're a culprit, you're responsible, my dear. So we're up 60. That's like how many hours of working? $20 per hour, $25 per hour. Most of the jobs, that's like 2 hours of working, but we've not yet gone how many hours of live streaming. Let's see. I think we've only gone 1 hour. Oh, you can imagine getting 2 hours extra paycheck by trading. I mean, this is, of course, it's not always this way. You just can tell, right? Which is more reason why you have to put up some disciplines and structures around your trading and everything. You don't want to use your money for emergency for trading. Yeah, because it might just be a way and a way. Yeah. Okay. By the way, trading in financial markets is one of the riskiest way to make money, right? And it's not the easiest, as it has been purported by several Lambo flashing. Watch, you're saying it right. The Bitcoin trade is really pushing. And Whoa, Ethereum dropped 1% in less than 30 minutes. Bruh. To be honest, I don't know what's wrong with this market. If I'm just gonna be honest with you, just a moment, please. Yeah, I think we are back. Just a minute. We're always back and back and back. Don't mind me. But sometimes we have several things we deal with, and I'm not proud to say sometimes because of our dependence. I mean, it's been something that's been escalating on X, MTN and the network providers we have to deal with here, and sometimes how they deal with us. I think they deal with us the most than we deal with them. All right, they're the one dealing with us, I guess. So, but then it's all fair. It's all fair. It's all fair. All right, it's all fair, I guess. So yeah. Ethereum really has dropped, man. Boy, oh boy, what do you all think? I'd really love to know what you all think about that. Bitcoin is on 81,300, 81k. By the way, our trade on gold is on 4,006. Guys, I seen this trade. Am I the only one watching this? Wait, can you all see this? I don't think you all are seeing this right now. So let me perhaps make this better for you to see and zoom in it way better. So I think that's better for everyone to see right there. We currently have these positions floating, right? These are our floating positions. Okay. On gold, on Bitcoin, and we're optimistic that we want to leave this trade to run for as much as they can till profit becomes a reality. I'm going to continue with the news. So that's what we have from Trump, a threat to continue Operation Epic Fury. Anyways, as it stands even till now, you can tell that we literally have I think the US naval watching, monitoring the strait. Now, oftentimes it looks like with a tweet, the control on the market is set. And of course, I don't want to fault those who make some losses, including ourselves the past few days, because now you see we're having some profitable trade right now. It looks like, oh yes, they got it. No, it's not always like that. It wasn't. So the fact is we literally had some losses a few days ago. And right now, what we are trying to do is to maximize on the move, capitalize on what we have, left, and still, encourage ourselves instead of beating ourselves up. Like encouraging ourselves to just say, what, get up and just get going. Don't sit around and dilly-dally with what the market is doing, right? Because there's something that you need to know about what has just happened, right? Every loss is a lesson, right? So, and I think that's one thing. So every loss is not for you to be less. And I think it's something I want to post. And maybe someone should help me, script this. If you're watching on anywhere, on YouTube, and you're part of a community, you can actually put it. Every loss is not for you to be less. So just see it as a lesson. Every loss in the market. If you're trading the financial market, it's not for you to be less in. So yes, you might momentarily be less, in fund. So, but every loss is not for you to be less, right? But to imbibe the lessons, right, and be more. So yeah, you will be more in experience, more in right, more in discipline, more in what else again? I think more in character, more in prudence, right? So I think there is so much you get, and of course eventually more in finance, more in funds, right? That's eventually. So right, so momentarily you just might look like you're less in funds, but you're not just less. That's a fact. So we still have to relate with this market this way. All right, I'm gonna probably prepare to take a short break. It's been like over an hour. We've been talking straight. Over an hour. Over 1 hour. Just kidding. Yeah, so but then this is let's check if we've got some comments on YouTube and hmm. So well, the one is gonna probably draw the conclusions on what the market is doing. Yep. But Bitcoin looks like it knows what it is doing or what it is up to. Bitcoin looks like it does. All right, so what do we have for today? Tomorrow is going to be like the day we have some very important news, but let's just continue. So this is Trump's statement, and I think that's it. So the US and Iran are nearing a 14-point MOU to end the war and set a framework for more detailed nuclear deal. The deal will include Iran committing to a moratorium on uranium enrichment, to the US lifting its sanctions and releasing what? And releasing billions in frozen Iranian funds. 3, both sides lifting restrictions around transit through the Strait of Hormuz. I like the way these people, Kobeisi later, putting this out. 4, a 12 to 15-year duration on Iran's moratorium on uranium enrichment. 5, an end to the war and the beginning of a 30-day negotiation period. We expect more details on the deal shortly. All right. So the fact negotiations are happening while threats continue shows how fragile the situation is. Threat is still, and I think that fellow has a very good point. So the value of oil is terribly down. So breaking oil prices are experiencing a sharp reversal, now up 8% in 60 minutes. As doubts grow over Asia's reported potential deal to end the Iran war. This comes as Iran has launched a new website called the Persian Gulf Strait Authority. So I'm just getting to know there is the website launched by the Iranian government called the Persian Gulf, the PGSA, Persian Gulf Strait Authority. Okay, and several things. So who is Shahbaz? Okay, so he's the Prime Minister of Islamic Republic of Pakistan. So he says it's grateful to President Donald Trump for his courageous leadership. So they are, just so you know, Shahbaz, or the Prime Minister of Pakistan, or the Pakistani government, have been the middleman, facilitating the ongoing negotiations. Anyway, so that's what it is. So it says if Iran doesn't agree to terms, the bombing starts at a much higher level and intensity than when it was done. So this is BRICS news. So, but then let's ask ourselves very much more real questions. Do we think Iran is going to succumb to this? If you don't agree, we'll bomb you up. Do you think so? If you've ever read the posts from the Iranian government for the past few days, don't forget we still have some trades running, and I would love to know what y'all are thinking about those trades in the comment section. So what you think, what's your take? We're in a long on gold, we're in a short on Bitcoin. We are also, indecisive on oil. We were going to be taking a short because we felt oil is probably going to be shorting more, but maybe we should actually open the exposure right now. And of course, the reason for that, I'm probably going to be showing you. Let's come to oil. I'm going to show you the reason why we think oil is going to probably short. So we're looking at the price action. We just thought, okay, fine, oil is going to probably short because it's been dumping, and of course this is a fair retracement point, which is the reason we wanted to take a short. We should have taken it at 96,500. The thing now is not bad. I'm not going to do cross, no more, and I'm going to reduce my leverage this time around. Let's do 20x, fair enough. Isolated margin, bro, this thing really comes down. Let's do $50. Hope we're not late to the party anyways. So we entered oil at 94.920, but then this is a trade we currently have running. So you have oil, you have okay, so you have oil, you have gold, you have BTC. Right. Yeah, let's see if that plays out nice enough for everyone to see. So let's keep pushing. Bitcoin will possibly could buy. Just not gonna. I'm not gonna ignore that. I know, no, we don't do that here. It's not smart to be emotional with the market. It isn't smart. It has been. It has been incorrect. It has been, playing the victim. It has been, being childish. That's how I can say it. But sometimes we just find ourselves becoming like that. So, let's read the news from the Iranian government. Then I come back to trading view. We look at some of the assets. Yeah, I'm telling you, right? Several things they share all. So let me look at Aragchi, who is the prime minister. So let me look at his post. It's his post that has been very yeah, kind of. Let's check his post. I think that's important. So bro, this is serious. So the Iran FM Iraqis in China to seek further support against potential UN sanctions on occasion of the Strait of Hormuz remaining closed. This comes just days after Donald Trump's visit. So the timing suggests that Iran wants to clarify China's position and ensure China doesn't make agreement with the US that would impact Iran. Apparently, I think this person has very good points. I am just going to be honest with you. So, in fact, I'm not aware. I mean, I don't think we sat with the news as we. I don't think we sat with the news this much as we did yesterday. No, I don't think so. But Bitcoin is retracing. Do you think we had better go book the profits we have right now? I think retracement is suggestive of the market interest as a push ahead. I mean, it dropped to $81,000. And this is the market's story. Every of the trade now seem to be sitting on a okay, fine. I mean, I thought every of the trade is sitting on a green. Where is oil? Oh, buy. What is that? By the way, I wasn't aware which is where I was going to. I wasn't aware that Trump was in China. Trump traveled to China? I mean, where? No. By the way, gold really has pushed higher. We're watching that trade. We're going to probably book the trade. So on gold, once it pushes above 4,750, we're going to probably be taking the profit of gold. And we're keeping Bitcoin under close marking. You know what they call close marking? Close monitoring. We're watching this in 3D. So I was going to check, Aragchi's posts. So Sayed Aragchi, I think this is it. Let me check his post. I was not aware he went to China. So I'm just saying that today. And of course, he going to China means something. It means, of course, diplomatic ties. I held constructive talks in Beijing with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Both sides reaffirmed Iran's right to safeguard national sovereignty and national dignity. That's two words. The Iranian side appreciates the 4-point proposal put forward by the Chinese side on upholding and promoting regional peace and stability. The Iranian side trusts the Chinese side and expects the Chinese side to continue playing a positive role in promoting peace and stopping war. Promoting peace and stopping war. Underline those two words. And support the establishment of a new post-war regional architecture that can coordinate development and security. Beijing, 6 May 2026. Sayed Abbas Aragchi. So I think that's important for everyone to know. What this is saying is China is still a solid ally to the Iranian government. And we need to know that this guy, I'm sorry for using the word guy, apologies. This man, Aragchi, didn't travel to Iran. I mean, to the US to get the president's stance. I mean, when I'm saying the president, I'm saying Trump's stance on Iran. He wasn't going to do that. He wasn't going there. No, he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't. So, and of course, since it wasn't, that tells you the tone that is being that is being that is being that is speaking, right? So, and what is spoken is much more than what is heard. So everyone needs to buckle up. And I'm not wishing for the worst, but that's what looks like up is upright. So I think I would love for us to go through the post is made. So he wrote, quote, events in Omos make clear that there is no military solution to the political. I think we read this yesterday. Yeah, we did yesterday. So now, first off, let's check. I mean, we're going to probably ask Grok. Hey, I mean, reference the post claiming Trump traveled to Beijing, met the president. So I think we want to look at that. So I can't be doing the, of China. So I think we need to look at that. So we don't just do a bit of, we don't do jumps and jumpology. Yeah. So here's a reference to relevant X record plot about Trump planned upcoming travel. Okay, so it was a planned that has already, not a trip that's okay, it is a planned trip. Fine, got you. So ahead of President Trump's anticipated trip to Beijing next week, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas traveled to the country and met with its Chinese counterpart, Wang Yi. That's what we have from ABC News. You know, ABC, I'm sorry to say, I think, was it ABC or CNN? Trump will be like fake news. But President Trump's trip to Beijing to meet with Chinese president has been rescheduled for the 14th to 15th of May per press sec. I mean, I would love to ask, yeah, I mean, so we have it from ABC News. I would love for us to ask Grok. Has there been a time throughout the Trump's administration, right? Just listen, that the POTUS, President Donald J. Trump, has gone to Iran? By the way, I think Go Trade is really pushing. I think so. I want to check and confirm that Trump has gone to China for any discussion, even when there was the trade war going on between the both countries. So you'd almost not find that. So this is the post that makes that clear. All right, so let's check. I mean, I don't know if this going is a critical move on this chessboard, right? Maybe Trump will be like, I'm not going to China again. Let the president of China come meet me. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Just don't get me wrong. So let's just get our facts straight and ask this question. Has there been a time the POTUS of America, has there been a time that President Donald J. Trump has ever gone to China? All right, don't mind me. This is my own thinking. Since he resumed office this tenure. So I wanted to check and confirm that no record exists. Okay, no. President Donald J. Trump has not visited China since resuming office in January 2025. As of today, May 6, 2026. So, I mean, so why the need for a meeting? So you need to really ask the questions that really align with a broader goal. So, all right. So, by the way, I'm not saying anything, but then just think about it. And of course, don't throw this off. Because when we're discussing geopolitics, the market, and what have you, we need to learn to correlate all of these together. We must. We just can't. Yeah, so I mean, I think the bigger market, it dropped how many percent from the peak of 82,800. It has dropped almost 2%, literally. let's say 2%. And as it stands now, whatever. And again, there's been news. I think I saw this news also on yeah, cross board. Yes, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I saw this news, saying Michael Saylor may sell Bitcoin to fund dividend, marking the first time the company has floated the idea of selling its BTC holdings. I don't think that is a bearish news. Kidding, that's a bearish news, obviously. So it is definitely a bearish signal. I'm not saying that's a perfect one, but then this is never happened since Sailor has been accumulating. But again, that might also be a reverse psychology. Who knows? So just let that never be the driver to knowing what you do with your exposures per your trade. That's simple. So Bitcoin is currently slightly nicely reacting off that key level. It's like bouncing off and buying on. So honestly, at 1600, I'm just going to probably say we should just go close the positions and wait for Bitcoin to go right above. Probably wait for the 4-hour candle open. I mean, I don't know what we're going to probably be waiting for right now. So, but then, yeah, just being honest with you. So oil is still very much going to sell, which explains why Bitcoin is very much likely going to be buying. So let's just keep an open mind on this whole thing. So our trade really got $100 profit. It's now back to 60, or let's say 55 thereabouts. It's been 81,600 right now, and I think I'm looking at the chart back though, and I think I have to look at it where it is right now. So oil is not giving so much profit, minus 2.4. Yeah. See that? It dropped all the way to this point. This is one of our charts. What does this tell you? It tells the market is really pushing ahead. I don't know what the next 30 minutes candle could do, but then it didn't break this point. So let me take this key level off so everyone knows that key level is gone. That's what that means. So yeah. Whoa, so BNB go to $658. I mean, just to check this back down, probably wanted us. I think I want us to book this trade and wait for something. I'm gonna probably want us to book this trade right now. What? BNB got to $663. We're talking a huge one. But then the fact remains that I'm checking this back though, don't worry. This is nice. It's really nice. I don't know, but then I'm just shocked. So the other thing that happened or has transpired for the past few days really led BNB into being priced at that point. So yes, this is where we are right now. So we have just a few minutes to see hold on to this trade. I'm just trying to mix it up. Don't forget we have a short which we opened right here. I'm probably gonna, I wouldn't want to give back to the market what we got. I'm just watching it. Next 30 minutes count. I don't know if that's even smart for us to do waiting for that long, but then let's keep watching. $81,681. That's what the market is. All right, we're waiting. So I think the news is quite clear, and of course, with the FM of Iran not going to China to go, get on with maybe re-evaluating the agendas that Trump has and maybe whatever it is, and it was going to China. That tells you everything you need to know, right? That tells you the negotiation is not favoring Iran. That tells you Iran is perhaps not going to be submitting to the whatever it is that the US is saying. That tells you there is likely going to be an escalation, right? Unfortunately. So, and I think I was seeing a post by Ben Shapiro. By the way, he's a commentator, and I think he's a founder of Daily Wire. He was like, the president, Trump should just bomb it was calling for like total destruction of Iran's refinery. I think that was what it was. I'm going to look up for the post and show it to you, right? You would find it, you'd see it. So let me just, so I think I saw that, and yeah, I think this is a post, and in fact, AF Posts made this post, right? So I'm gonna probably play this so you listen yourself, and it's not just me talking. So let me mute that so you could hear with me. I think it's very good if we hear that together. Okay. Oh, don't forget we still have the position still running, floating, we're watching. And the oil position does not look like it wants to really sell, but I'm just going to probably give it the benefit of $10 loss as maximum. So the EAE, crude oil, I'm going to probably open that FX calendar so we can check that. Sorry. So let's listen to this first. I'm going to come back right there. Are you ready? Let's go.
The easiest move for the United States to make right now would be to just blow up Kharg Island. Kharg Island, you could do an amphibious operation there. It's a lot riskier. Or you could just blow it up. And that means that Iran has no refinery capacity. And that means their economy is basically sunk for the foreseeable future, which means the regime has no money to pay its own people. The easiest move for the United States to make right now would be to just blow up Kharg Island. Kharg Island, you could do an amphibious operation there. It's a lot riskier. Or you could just blow it up. And that means that Iran has no refinery capacity. And that means their economy is basically sunk for the foreseeable future, which means the regime has no money to pay its own people.
All right.
The easiest move for the
that was what Ben Shapiro said. I mean, y'all heard him. I'm not going to interpret that. However, I interpreted it on, I'm sorry to say, but it's on you. So this is what we have for the 30 minutes candle open right now. It looks like Bitcoin's really pushing higher. So I think there is not so much we want to really expect. I'm going to be honest with us. So let's go book the trade. We have, I don't know, should we? The way the candle open really looked somehow. Every candle has a story it's telling. So this looks like indecision now. Of course, this wants to look like continuation, but not really. But then, especially if we have the candle wick coming below way more before going upward, I will have said okay, fine. But then the way it is, it looks like you want to continue, especially when it rises right here. That's 81,718. If it just wouldn't sell, then I think we just have to book the profit. So that's it. There is no emotion in trading, right? It's sometimes tough to come by. Hi. No be lie. I'm serious. Very serious. Very serious. So we're going to open Forex Factory. So we already have some important news released today. Today's Wednesday, and I think we have the ADP non-farm employment change data released. Of course, the ADP non-farm employment change data measures the estimated change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding number of employed. So the number of employed, what you're saying is it dropped. So the actual data was actually lesser than the forecasted data, which is bad for the currency, right? But once it's higher, the number of employed people is good for the currency. So it is less. That's bad. Employed people are less. Delaware had its own layoff. Coinbase, serious layoff. You could check this out. The Coinbase had layoff. There's been layoffs of staffs, not just in the US, but also several of their staffs working for them remotely. So, layoffs has been coming up. That tells you something you need to know. I mean, you could always Google this yourself. What is the implication of global layoff in the market? Right, so that tells you all you need to know about what is really coming. And the best you could do is save up. Save up, save up, save up. I hope you love my opera. All right, so oil is really acting like it is buying. Does this even make sense? I really expected oil to really sell, right? To be honest with you all. So I'm having some news from investing.com, right? Oh, fine. 700, 710, right? Once it pushes back to 730, just close the trade. Close it right there now. That means whatever thesis you have here is not holding. Because I looked at it and I thought it's going to probably flip. Pum, pum, pum. Pum, pum. Pum. Once it pushes back to 81, 730, book the profits and move on quickly. Go to 700. Right, you just have to do that and just look at the markets. $712. All right, oil now. I mean, gold. 720. 35. We have to book this thing right now. We have to just book it. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not expecting it to really sell after all of this back and forth. That means market really has interest, and then the best we could just do is to concede for the interest of the market. It still goes higher right now. That's it. No matter how small profit is profit, so I'm thinking of really booking it right now. What do y'all think in the comment section? See, it's already pushing higher right now. I told you. So maybe the new 1 hour candle is going to give a better opportunity for a short, but then we have to just be much more careful, right? So what do y'all think in the comment section? I would love to know what you think. I'm really going to be closing this trade right now. We got this trade at 82,200. You know, sometimes I have this thought, what if you didn't get a best entry again? I just might get a better entry, right? But then whatever you control is what you control. So let me know your takes in the comment section. All right, anyway, anywhere, either on LinkedIn or YouTube, whatever it is. 81,720. I've been waiting too much, and this is not good though. What miracle am I expecting? I don't know. All right. All right, this is like so oil seems to be pushing higher. I don't know why. Maybe because of whatever it is what that Bitcoin is seemingly doing. But then if it flips back downwards, then that's all. That's the market saying it wants to really sell. Yep. So this is interesting. What do I think of gold? I would love to show you what I think of gold. Yeah, once I open the chat. The data ahead of us are very much interesting. Guess what? Bitcoin is really flipping downwards, and I think that bias still sort of plays out. I'm not so sure until it's done. So we are still on this long on gold, long on gold, long on gold. Right, so long on gold, short on Bitcoin, 81.5 something. Bruh, this thing is really flipping. Look at the candle. So we were like, with the way this candle opened, and of this candle, if the body of the candle had opened right there at the top there, that would have been the exact proof of we perhaps buying, especially when the candle wicks drops downward more. But then the candle opened right here. It means this closed bearish, and of course this opened bullish. And that was why it came to tap liquidity there. If it's so, I felt let's exercise patience. But then I was like, it shouldn't go more than 81,730. But then it went above 81,730, go to 81,757. And I'm like, should we book it? Because I know it could flip, which is the likely scenario that could happen in the next few minutes. So we're watching in 3D. What's going to probably play out in full play. So Let me know what y'all are thinking right now. It's 81,671. Daily scalping the market is war. $81,688. And so what do you want to do with this market? Okay. Every candle beats every candlestick. 1 minute, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, all points to a ticking interest. Every single thing. 81,693. So, but anyways, what do we have right here? Open interests and funding rates. Okay. Yeah, I think this thing really still pushes upward. I think so. Because tomorrow we're going to be having unemployment claims. Thursday, tomorrow. We should take a break. I think it's been like almost 2 hours of this live session going on straight away. I would love to take a break. So, yeah, let's take a break. I'm going to be right back. So what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. I really want us to communicate on what we're doing on this trade, right? So I think that's important. So 81,720, that's not just a coincidence, that's a statement. And we need to be proactive on the trade decisions we are taking right now. I think the next 1 hour candle is a bet, sure bet as to taking the profitable trade decision we had envisioned, right? I don't think that's going to probably happen right here. Whatever it is that's happening, stay safe or stay safe. That's how it's said. All right, so let's let me be right back with you guys on this page. Just keep enjoying that. I'm gonna be right back shortly. I'm very much here, honestly. Just trying. So I left that trade. Oh my god, and I was not wanting to leave. It was almost as though I made. So there's a position we see have open. Taking trades should actually be a long-term perspective. Honestly, scalping, or what is it called? Yeah, scalping is like you're warring your soul. And that thing which I think might not be also realistic is waiting for some ridiculous price points. My price. I don't think that works also. So the positions are still what you all are seeing right here. Still playing out. See, have a long oil. I'm still going to set 82k. I think I'm going to probably set 82k. The indecision I'm seeing here is an opportunity for me to jump out on this trade, but then I might be wrong. So turns out I'm wrong. Wow, should have just held on to our convictions. That's one thing about trade. You would have the best opportunity, your best positions. You could almost mess everything up because of you trying to find the best. And you will be missing out because of your impatience. Moment, please. So clearly this market is still selling. This multiple candles tells you of the price action. It does. So it does really. What is way more likely to happen is something like this, right? Maybe it's going to retrace, I can't tell, but it's just going to be like a continuation. Like a sell-off is very much priced into this market right now. Right, and anyone or candle is opening right there. Okay. What do we see? It's opening upwards. Good. And guess what? It could actually move way higher. It could. Again, I think the bears have priced into this market right now. It's all dependent. Many things could define many things. Really, it's just becoming like the bears have weighed into this market right now. I don't know what's going to probably be the outcome. But then looking at oil, I have thought oil is going to probably sell off. So maybe we should book our trade on Bitcoin. Maybe we should wait. I'm actually very much indecisive, right? So I just think we should just watch the trade. So Let's still wait. I'm just telling myself to still wait. You know what? I don't want to book this trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to book half of the position we currently have in profit. We're going to close half and watch it. I just have this, thought. I don't know if you're going to call it a gut feeling, whatever you want to call that, BTC is most probably going to come back to test 82K. And I don't want to book this whole profit. Maybe I should just book this whole profit and then wait to watch what's going to happen on BTC. So I think the next 4 account is going to be like one of our, key points. I'm just thinking. That's me just thinking. But then let's just book this right now. So I'm going to close half. I just did. I just closed half of the profit and we left the rest to float, which I think is very much proper and fair. Just a moment. I'm looking at one hour candle myself. And of course, I'm trying to make sense out of what I'm seeing. It looks like the market is still really having interest in selling. But in case it goes high, then I think I'm gonna probably be ready. So part of me thinks I should short now. Part of me thinks, why don't you wait? Why don't you just wait? Wait, because it could come right there. Why don't you wait? So let's bring this stop loss right here. So, or do you think I should just book this profit? My concern for oil is what I think is pricing oil right now is oil is priced for more sell-off, one last leg of sell-off. That's what I'm thinking oil is pricing for right now. It could still do this final dip, just one more leg, and I think that's it for oil. So, and I don't want us to capitulate, which is more is what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm going to probably book one more round of the profit we have on BTC, just to be thinking. So, what do y'all think? I'm actually thinking let's do it. Let's take the remaining profits we have. We should take in the remaining profits. So because there's going to be like a one last round of push, I'm thinking, before the final sell-off. So I'm just thinking, just me thinking, right? So you all can see the trades, right? So I'm thinking, you know what? No longs, no shorts. Wait for the market to pull the final stunt it wants to pull. Then after that, we're good to expecting a crazy dump. I don't know why I think so. Of course, I could just be very much wrong, which I pray I am, especially because we've taken a shot right now. I'm also thinking, so okay, the body of this candle is still good. Okay, I think, you know what, I'm actually thinking to ensure I enter at 81,500. Okay. There are many perspectives to thought when it comes to the market. You can always think anything you want, right? The market's not going to probably give you an headache of why are you thinking so, right? It's not going to do that. It's not. But all right, let me even look at this other one. So Dawn really went up, and millions of people are going to try to short this coin right now. Millions. Not even joking. But then if someone really had the effrontery to short these assets right now, and just imagine Dawn dumped, that's going to be like some very good money. But then I've come to also see that this kind of assets are distractions from the real thing people should short. You know what? I'm still going to probably open a short on Bitcoin right away. I know it's a very poor points I'm opening this trade from. I'm still going to open a short on Bitcoin. So I'm just sort of still trying to study where is my perfect entry, all of that. Bruh, why did you go open at a very ridiculous point? I was going to open the trade at 500, it's 1,500. That's going to open me in a place I didn't even expect. Anyways, if I get to hold this Bitcoin short to 79k, I'm going to capitalize on the retracement to be out. So we opened a short while we still have this one still running. I think, I mean, it's looking like this guy, what's the name of this token? Oil wants to really buy. I don't know. I don't want oil to really, I mean, I can't go more than 8 USD in loss right now. I already booked the position on oil. I closed that out entirely. Bring back Filler Friday. Okay, I mean, but we need more engagements to know if we will bring back Filler Friday. So, because that's also very, very fundamental if we'll be doing Filler Friday. Right. So, what do we think is happening in the market right now? Anyone having any thoughts? I think the dump is primed, and then we just working out on oil is like the best thing we should do. Nothing anybody could do about that right now. So what? It's 1650. The long we have on gold, I'm not so sure how sustainable that is going to be, right? I'm not so sure. Trading the financial markets is a battle of chess, right? You might say that, but much more than that. It's yeah. Looks like the market is still very much selling. Really, looks like that. Really, and it might just not stop until it comes to like this point. Down to 7.4. We have a fair retracement. Really, it might not stop until it comes right down here. Let's just keep watching. This is what we are really on right now. Perhaps the next thing we should have done in this kind of top and catching the move at the inflection point move is we put our stop loss at break even, like, because like we have booked half of the position and we left the other half, which I think is not bad. Really, I don't think it's bad. Yeah. So this gold position does not look solid anymore to me. I'm probably just gonna keep watching it. Right. Okay. So Bitcoin is really still dumping. Bro, what? What was that false all about? I mean, it just sometimes does not make sense when I see the market still acting in a very silly way. Just almost can't make it up. Why is the market right? Anyways, let's keep watching. Today is going to be like a very interesting day. By the way, the gold market is acting, I don't want to use the word weird. Why would this trade, for God's sake, still? Keep, why? Why is it reversing, right? Maybe it's going to probably retest this move at this point, so booked. We had to close that right out. So when you have one position floating, really, and that's Bitcoin. I never knew we'd actually only have Bitcoin floating. By the way, our position on oil should be a long right now. I think so. But then so let's just leave it the way they are right now and just keep monitoring how the daily candle will close. And also, I often tell myself, which is something I've studied and I've found to be true, the eye for the week is often set on Wednesdays, sometimes, but not all times, Not all times, which is factual, right? It's just factual. It is just factual. So yes. All right. Let's see. Gold, buying or selling, whatever it is it wants to do, right? Not really the subject of our discussion today, right? I mean, not our interest. So I think our attention is on, US oil and US oil, of course, and BTC right now. It's 1462, right? Bitcoin might still push ahead though. I'm actually still thinking so right now. Probably the 1 hour candle could still push. But again, that question still sort of lurks. What if it doesn't push, right? I think it could, because this candle, it didn't even close like a doji, really. So, well, this candle, it just didn't close like a doji. So, I'm very much thinking we could have Bitcoin still coming to a very fair opportunity for us to take a buy. Let me wait for the 4. I'm thinking of waiting for the 4 hour candle open. So let me just do that. 4 p.m. Probably gonna walk out of this position right now. Just did. I hope that's quick enough. Can you imagine these people took 1 USD from someone? Good. Let's wait. I think I still want to wait. Let me just wait. Whatever it's gonna be by 5 p.m. we're gonna know what we're gonna do. Whoa, see that? That's what we're talking about. And sometimes when you have a concern about a particular trade, something just might be right in what you felt. Honestly, right? Honestly. So, here's what it is right now. Maybe I'm just going to probably be commenting on the entire market right away. So what else? Let me reduce the sound or the jam, as some persons would call it. Now it turns out, let's just take a chill pill on Bitcoin and wait. Right, just wait. We're gonna get a perfect time to take a shot on the market right now. Reading a story, and it's very much fascinating. Anyways, don't worry. Wow. $81,686. Maybe we should have just held on to our oil short right now. I think oil short still was right all along. Oh boy. Scalpers, how do you do it? I don't think that's for me. I think I prefer swing trading as I'm used to, right? So yeah. Because think of it right now. Yeah, so I think I get it. The poll we pulled for gold is 75% long. So everyone is saying we should go on a long on gold. And of course, maybe they're right. It seems as though we just booked the profit, the position quickly, loss of profit. And of course, the position on Bitcoin is currently going south, right? 81,700. So just maybe, of course, maybe. I think so. I think there's going to be like one final push on Bitcoin right now. So that's it. We're going to wait here till about 5 p.m. I guess there's almost nothing we could do about that fact, right? We want to see how the market presents opportunities for anyone who is patient or patience. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, just thinking of this fact right now. So what are we doing right here? Okay, so what else? Loading forever. Why? I could always scalp on several other assets, so I think I'm just gonna do that. So I think it's just best to wait for another point of push for this market before you could take off taking a shot. That's my thought on turn. So look at it. It has made a very unusual push to the upside. Very much strong from 1.2. It has got into 2.6. This was somewhat like what SKR, Solana Mobile Token, did weeks ago. Well, it has tapped into a key level. Oh, I'm just saying that right now. So yes, that's a strong psychological level. Yeah, I see that. Nothing wrong with expecting a sell-off from 2.7. Yeah, about 2.72. So I think I'm going to set a limit order right there. It's good to see push like that. Tomorrow's candle might just be the point. We just need to get it here. 0.72. Yeah, so might just let me see. That's a key level, this point, this particular. So I'm gonna probably take a shot on this too. That's on the daily time frame. I think that must have aligned with the weekly. Let me just confirm. Yeah, I think that aligns so perfectly. That's a very strong key level, strong one, and I really think we want to watch this market get there. So 4 hour, let's check. I think it's not out of place to go set our limit order right there and just watch the markets come play into our hands. That would be so nice. So 2.7261. Not bad. Let's go set turn. Watching, we're giving a call on turn. Went up some almost 50% between yesterday and today. $2.726. And of course, the stop loss is going to be like at that liquidation. I mean, at this point, yeah. Yeah, so. Oof. Just imagine we get to catch this move by tomorrow. That would be like one of the most profound market trade execution, taken live. But I just think that's very much likely. That's like the market's reaction. It just, it just would go an extra length to exhaust people of their expected. Yeah. So that's like the market. That's typical of the market. That's what I mean. So we would set a limit order for this trade at that point. Let's hope it comes at 2.7262. Was running this down to 1.5. Not bad. With a tight or fixed stop loss at 2.8. I can actually watch this thing run down to like 1.45. The entry point is at 2.726. Yeah, I think we can risk it. We've just set a bit of limit order right there. Let me set it right here also. So let's do a 10x leveraged trade on this. Because I think that's way more likely, and it's gonna be like so good to a position on that. So 2.726. So London session just ends, right? And of course, BTC is still at 81,600. So let's hope this trade plays out as we expect it to. And the stop loss for this trade is at 2.8. Of course, the price of our exchange. Hmm. 2.8 is around here. That's very tight. 0.87, which is the perfect, is also kind of sizable. Okay, let's watch 10x. So we have some limit position. We have one already running. BTC is still running. Now you're close. Of course, once it goes higher, we're gonna add more position. This is intense. So London session has just come to an end, and So this is where we are right now, and this is where we are. Several stories are plenty on X, really, but I don't know if we should also be commenting on several things. Like, for example, of late, it's been trending, the posts from Money Points on this and that. I mean, mm, and people can do anything for money. This is very terrible, very, very terrible, very, very serious, and almost like I'm gonna probably say terrible. Like, it's, please don't do anything for money. Just anyhow thing. I'm not saying anything illegal. I mean anything legal. Anything, don't. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. All right. I mean, I think we're just probably gonna wait and watch Bitcoin come right here. At 3K thereabout, it's gonna probably happen. I don't know. I don't know how well it's gonna probably do. I don't know. But there's still gonna be one more final leg of the push, since this demand level, you might not see. Let me bring you guys a trading view. So yeah. All right. So yeah. All right. Oh, bruh. Sometimes you could just be boring when you're the only one here doing live stream and talking to yourself. Right. We've got to do. Wait. So, well, I was going to show you something, which, oh, fine. Bitcoin just really pushed ahead almost at 81,700. And of course, we expected, we expected a buy up before it sells. So, yeah. We're going to be wrapping this session soon. I could have at least gone, who knows, about 6 more hours. It depends on the people engaging us. Right here, right now, we just saw plenty. All right, so yeah, I think we have done the most of why we're here. Analyzed US oil, analyzed several markets, several assets. Yeah. So, we're here. I don't know. I mean, I was going to show you something on Bitcoin. Yeah, I think so. That's why. So, yes, this is it. So, I was really, at the time, before we booked some of the profits we had on Bitcoin just now, Taking trade decisions and of course instantly taking them is sort of tough. I mean, let me see if I could open a long also alongside, because I mean I'm gonna be super excited if I could do that along this short. The market rejected off here. That's something we just would not ignore. And I mean, I'm not saying the market might not sell off. Yes, it can. But looking at how it's playing, of course, when you check the, let's say, 30 minutes candle now, you would see the price action. So it's been bearish, bearish, bearish up until here, where the 30 minutes candle flipped entirely bullish. Of course, the expectation is this candle should, if it has gone above this one, I would have said yes, fine, 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 but it hasn't, which gives the reason why this could still be the nook. It could sell off. It could. Oh yes, it could. It just could. But then I think oil is still probably going to sell a little bit more. I don't know why. If I sell limit a bit more, I'm still saying oil coming to under $80 per barrel. Maybe. And of course, if that's going to be the case, then that explains why there is a likelihood for the Bitcoin market, with the way it stalls here, to find its way like that. So you got that. Yeah. So let me see if I could take it long, right? All right, I got you. Let's do a 50U long. I hope that's not going to probably book my profit. I think it just booked some of my profit. I was not wanting it to do that. Okay, wait, it opened. No, it opened. It opened. That's it. It opened separately. It opened separately. That's what I wanted it to do. So let's see. Trading. Now we had 50 more position. So it opened both positions. Wow, this is nice. Separately. So looks like this market is really selling though. But then you can't be certain of everything. One hour candle is ending this way like a doji. Really wasn't expecting that, but then let's see where it's going to get us into. That's what we call we're edging the position. You literally saw me taking a long, even though we've had a big short. Well, I needed to take that long day because I think and I felt the markets could have some good up moments. Did you get that? So we took that and right, we averaged our entry, and you're going to be having the UI soon. So we have a short position floating in profits, and of course we've put a stop loss, like, you know, SL limit right somewhere there. We've also opened a long. This time around not so big because our conviction is sort of overall bearish. Now the thing is, irrespective of the decision you get to take on this trade, it will weigh on your directional bias, right, eventually. So yeah, if we have a, say, $5,000 position at this top level here, if we have a $5,000 position here, and you sort of feel the market could still push a little bit higher, and you don't want to close this position, right? It's a cross, and you came right and you opened a $1,000 position, right? Sounds good, but in reality, you know what the market could do? The market could go ahead to sell, and so you voluntarily begin to secure more losses. biggest more reason why I say just be comfortable with walking out of the market, no matter how much you make or you don't make until you get it right with direction. So with the way we've brought our stop loss to, beyond our entry level, so that we've booked a portion of profit, we are very much safe taking a long reversal here that is lesser than the principal we use in opening our shorts, because our overall bias is bearish. So whatever the market does, we have it in control. With that, we have detached our emotion from whatever the market eventually does. Yeah. I hope that helps you. All right, thank you. And of course, if you don't forget to follow us, subscribe, and of course, join our community at Nova Trading Desk Africa. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, 81,490. We're still here, bro. Today is the day. But we have so much to really interact with the market. Now, folks should actually actively engage us. I love it. It gives more room for us to ideate around the markets and to stay longer in our live session, right? Because live session is a point where energy should be felt, as it is said. Should know we're all here together, that kind of thing. So yeah, making things happen. Making things happen. Yep. We're gonna be right back, just here with you. So just look at that. There's nothing worth excited about when you look at the fleet. So this is not sustainable anymore. What is sustainable is what I've just called a push. So of course, this once will be the profit will be taken right above here, and by that we'll literally cover for the potential little profit we just don't get to take right from there, which means that's what we call covering the trade. Bruh. Let's still wait. We're gonna be wrapping things up soon. Let's wait. All right, so I mean, I think we've just been waiting for the market to what? So this is it. This is where the chart is. So yeah, we just have to wait and watch what it is that the market is up to. But then I think we're gonna probably have the 4-hour candle opening much more bullish. So I think this is where we are right now. So yeah, let's just come and watch. I think we're gonna be wrapping this off in like 6 minutes, and I think that'll be all. All right, we just have like 4 minutes left to the new 4-hour candle open, and I just don't know what anyone else should be expecting. I mean, I think what I am most likely expecting for oil is going to sell off. There's nothing I can do about that. Like, it's going to sell off. Oil is going to probably do about 25% dump. Who knows? Of course, I've read the news and several things, updates about what is going on. Several agitations and update on the Operation Epic Fury. So, and everyone have their concerns and thoughts, and I think they have right to their thoughts. An MOU set out. Someone placed a $920 million crude oil short at 3:40 a.m. Can you imagine? Do you know how much $920 million is? That's a lot of money. Anywhere, any day. It's almost $1 billion. That's almost, in fact, it's like a whole lot of human beings' net worth combined. Not to talk of those who are worth, $1 billion. 70 minutes later, Axios reported the US, Iran were close to a deal. Oil dropped 12%. The trader made $125 million in pure profit minutes after that Iran launched the Persian Gulf Strait Authority, and oil surged 8% back up. So $760 million placed before Trump's announcement, $920 placed before this one. Every major announcement in this war has been front-run by someone who knew it was coming. What kind of war is this? This is more like a trading desk with an army. Never stop connecting the dots. So it is what it is. So, man, I mean, I think I really appreciate what Brian says. He keeps connecting the dots. And, I mean, of course, it has happened, right? All right, so look at this right now. Breaking, according to our analysis, $920 million worth of crude oil short was taken 70 minutes before an Axios report claimed the US and Iran were into a 14-point deal to end the war. 3:40 a.m. Eastern Time. Nearly 10,000 contract worth of... Bro, that's a lot of money. Yeah. Shorts. And that happened. Boom. And then that person net like $120 million profit. Over. or just so see, this is more reason why I have been agitated. Now, if you go through my LinkedIn posts, right, David Oludele is my name, David, you'd see I've made posts about how that from 2023-24 onward would have manipulation as a new norm of the financial markets. It's sad, but that's the truth. And my objective reasons for that is personal interests at several levels is going to blind everyone's eyes from neutrality and normalcy. And what's going to be really at play will be a whole lot of manipulation. That's what we're saying right here. At every level, from geopolitical level to personal levels to institutional level, industry level. Just imagine how big folks or big companies who were once saying, Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme at a 160 or 180 degree turn, and then they flipped and began to say, yeah, it's a good asset to invest in, and the SEC got to approve it. And of course they did, and now it's really going worse. Think of it, World Liberty Financial Token. Just look at what has happened to investors, and of course several other things. It's only get worse. Not to talk of Pump.fund, several cryptocurrencies that could be launched in one single day. Sometimes I really have my thoughts and reservations to what I think I see in the crypto market every now and then. I do. And that's the fact. Okay, it's 5 p.m. We have the new 4-hour candle open. This is how it looks like. It's sort of up and down, somewhere indecisive. But so you could see this. This is it. It looks like it wants to continue selling. Really, and that could be the case. I must be honest with you right now. So that's it. Let's ensure we have booked the stop loss. Once it comes below here, there's nothing I could do about that. So the loss is at $5 or $8. That's the worst case scenario. But then we are also paying that premium on our certitude of the market going upward. Anyways, that's it. Okay, so I think we are done with analysis today. We are expecting the market on on Bitcoin to push ahead to maybe 83K zone. If oil analysis, it will still hold, which explains that oil is likely to still sell more lower, whatever it is going to be, before it then retraces and come back up. So that is the current state of the market. I want to appreciate you all for coming today. I want to thank you for being a part of this live session. It has been an interesting moment, I dare to say. Several trades taken, several quick and sharp decisions taken during this live session. Real time, real trade, real funds. And this is where we are right now. Bitcoin is at 600. And everyone at every level is just thinking, are we going to buy? Are we going to buy? Are we not going to buy? Are we selling? Are we not selling? Whatever it is. And to be very honest, Bitcoin could actually sell from here. It is still not, if you're going to 5x short, not bad. Not bad. The worst you'd see Bitcoin do is maybe go up 2%. And I don't think so. I think the most part of the most active session of the market is literally over. But again, you just can't tell, right? You just can't tell, really. So the 4-hour candle for the last session took the low for the previous 4-hour session. That's between 9 o'clock and 1 p.m. West Africa time. So what else are we going to probably take some market eyes? We really can't really say. So you almost have two positions really kind of negating each other. And this is one thing about the market. It's always more like a battle, a tug of war between the buyer and the sellers. You must be able to come to the point of conclusion about what you think the market is probably going to be doing based off your conviction, and of course own up to that with your stop loss prepared alongside. So whatever happens, you wouldn't be taken by surprise. You just be welcomed into that reality. So that's just me giving you a necessary orientation, or whatever will be as the situation of the market. And I hope this really helps. I want to appreciate everyone who has been with us from the very start of this live session up until now. I want to appreciate Excellent. Mary is not here today anyways, but I'm thanking her. Toby, as always, also she's here. And I think that's it. And also our friends and folks who joined us on LinkedIn. It's so great to have you all join us today. I'm looking forward to having you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. and we do hope to really make magic happen. Don't forget to keep following and subscribing on YouTube. I appreciate you for subscribing. If you get to see this, subscribe to our channel and keep winning. Trade like a champion, choose LBank, own an account, and of course, the sky is your stepping stone. Until the next, I'll be seeing you again pretty much soon. Every now and then, I am, excited to host you again and again. I remain David. I'm your instructor. Thank you for joining us again today. All right. Bye.